Good morning and good evening, everyone. Just all depends on when and where you're watching this video. So as you know, we're coming up on the 500 subscribers. Hey, I'm doing an ammo giveaway. You have to go back and look at one of the ammo update videos, which I may go ahead and link right here. So to get entered in that, you need to go back and look at the Noveski N4 video, which is a few videos back, which I'll link here. Go check those out and comment, like, and make sure you comment what ammo type that you actually want, because it is an ammo giveaway at 500. I don't know when it will hit 500. It may hit it before this video actually comes out, but just want to let you guys know about that. Best way to support the channel, I have a code for Patriot Crew, so you can head over to patriotcrew.co and use code William Herring for 15% off. Also, I have my Amazon link bottom of the description, so anything that you buy from those links will actually support me, so you don't have to send anything directly to me from Patreon or anything like that. I may make one later on down the road if people request it or whatever. And I also have a Shopify link, so that'll be down in the description too. That's actually for a lot of gun holsters, so that's what that is through. Yeah, but like I said, you guys want to support it like that. Mostly this channel is funded by one of my good friends. 80% of the firearms that you have seen before from reviews, those have been his weapons. He's allowed me to use those weapons for a lot of times, sometimes up to a month, just depending on when I can get to them. Also, ammo is a big thing. That's the huge detriment to this channel. You have to put a lot of money into ammo on these channels. So with that being said, I'm waiting on an ammo sponsor. When it gets big enough, I'll definitely appreciate it. But like I said, I'm giving back to the community. You guys are showing me that you're supporting me and you're believing in me by subscribing. You want to come back and watch the videos. I see some of you guys are coming back and actually returning views. I see it. I see from wherever it's getting played in the world or whatever, and I appreciate it. But you want to see what the title of this video is. This is my top 5, depending on what region that I was dropped off in for SHTF. And coming in from the Northwest, like Washington State, which I know they have an ammo magazine cap over there. So we're basically gonna go by the ammo cap or whatever that's most important. And depending on what kind of things you're going to be doing, hunting, evading, anything like that. But my big thing is the hunting aspect and the dangerous animals there. You do have some huge animals there. So you're looking at the bears, I think maybe elk, moose, whichever one it may be. You have some huge animals there that can do some serious damage to you. So the first one that I'm carrying for a firearm, and you just have to forgive this, it's just up there right now. I don't know, I may try it out. I don't know yet. This is gonna be my first pick. The 50 AE. This will be a perfect sidearm. 8 rounds, 9 rounds. Yeah, you got 8 rounds. So you're going potentially by the law, but in a SHTF, it's not gonna really be any law like that. So you're pretty much limited to what you have if you're a law-abiding citizen. So the Desert Eagle it will be a very handy tool whenever it comes in times of need for that. You figure you got low rounds but very high power. It is very accurate. I've heard a lot of people say that these are not very reliable, which this pistol actually has about 100+ rounds through it. not one jam or anything. Been running the hollow points, the FMJs. I can't remember what the weights are, but I do know the hollow points and the FMJs. What are those things? Hornities. The hollow points are Hornities. So everything is Hornady. It has random. The only thing I don't like about this pistol is when you shoot it, it's some stout recoil to it, but it's not as much as the 500s. I've only shot like one 500 in my life. So, but every time you fire it, especially with the hollow points, the shells tend to come back and smack you dead in the face. So that's one detriment to this platform for me, besides what other people are saying about the reliability. So the second one will be my G23. I have 10 round magazines for this too as well for here. I am in North Carolina, but this will be another handy round as far as self-defense. And if you can't get to the 50, this will still do some damage as long as you have some hot 40 Smith & Wesson in there. It definitely will get the job done. Similar to a 10 mil. You know, you have your modularity of the Glock, the reliability, the dependability. Plus, it's going to be a plethora of parts out there in case something goes wrong with it. You will have that. It's going to be a bunch of magazines for that and the ammo. The next one is specifically for hunting big game. Even though I don't use it that much, this will take anything in North America. This is a 270 Winchester. It is a Remington, and I have nothing but soft tips in here. This will take anything. If I'm hunting, I'm probably not gonna shoot past 100 yards where I'm at, but this will easily stretch out to 300 yards. And it has the power, like I say, to take down any and everything in North America. Okay, so we're back. I'm gonna be trying something new now as far as my sound. I had a microphone crap out on me, so we're back. So I gotta do another take of this. So starting back off from the AR-15, we are going with the 7.62x39 AR rifle. The big detriment to this platform is the bolt carrier. So it is a 5.56 bolt carrier milled out for a 7.62x39 casing. That is going to be one of the fail points to this. So that's a risk that's a calculated risk you have to take unless you have precautionary steps that are going to eliminate the problems that you arise when you come across with this platform. So what I would suggest, if you went this route as far as with a 7.62 AR that is not specifically built for that round, I would go and get another bolt or some extra extractors and another enhanced firing pin. That's what I would suggest to do. 2 is 1, 1 is none. This will be a very effective hunting tool and fighting tool as well. So you know NATO rounds are everywhere. That's what you want. Ease of accessibility on rounds and parts. Ton of AR parts. They're all going to be compatible across the board with the 5.56 except for the bolt carrier and the barrel. Everything else, it will fit. These are multi-cal lowers, so they will run pretty much anything that you throw at them. As long as you get good magazines like this, the Duramax C products is probably going to be the best ones. The 20 rounders, those are the most reliable. Next up is the Mossberg 500. You'll be able to run any kind of ammo through this. Birdshot, slugs, buckshot, double up buckshot, triple buckshot, flechette rounds, any kind of self-defense round, bulldog rounds where they have like the birdshot, buckshot, slug, cord, whichever combination that they have. There's a lot of self-defense rounds that you have for that, and you can use the slugs and buckshot for hunting. So you can pretty much take anything down in North America depending on the right shot placement.
You can take it down with this. So this will be a very good self-defense tool and hunting tool as well. So now we're moving on to the Midwest. And I'm going with the CZP-10F. Large cap mags. You don't have to worry about any crazy laws or whatever it may be that arise. This is just all dependent on if you're a law-abiding citizen. Anything in SHTF or survival situation, you're not worried about any laws. You just worry about your survival and your life and your loved ones. The CZP-10F, decent accuracy, very high round capacity, Glock compatibility as far as holsters. You can use the magazines from the P09s. They work in here. So you have that backwards compatibility, and it runs 9mm. It is definitely a very reliable handgun, so it would be high up on my list. Going right back to the Desert Eagle again. You have huge animals there. In Midwest, you're looking at grizzlies, moose, elk, and when you're hunting, you definitely want a sidearm that can be able to sustain you whenever a large animal arises or attacks, or you have to have that in a certain hunting situation or self-defense situation. Me personally, that's what I would take. A lot of other people would take revolvers. You can use the 500 Magnums, the 4570s, the 50 AE. You'll probably find that just as much the 500. It's not like a NATO round or anything where you know you can just go anywhere and find it, but it'll definitely be a very useful tool in your arsenal. A certain survival situation as such. Back to the 12 gauge again for my third choice. Modularity as far as hunting, self-defense, anything else. And last but not least, the 22 LR. This is what we're gonna go with. Hunting prairie dogs, squirrels, any kind of small game. Lights out for that. Plus you can get a lot more practice if you need it for your bigger calibers. It's not gonna simulate the recoil, but it'll definitely simulate the trigger press, the trigger break, the aiming, and the reloads. You have the same battery of arms with a smaller caliber, affordable, much more affordable to shoot and hunt, and more pleasant. Now on to the southeastern, which is the North Carolinas on down, Virginia's on down. We don't have all those crazy laws. The Midwest doesn't have much as the crazy laws as the far West Coast and the Northeast Coast. First thing is going to be, preferably, it would be a 11.5 to a 14-inch AR, but I can also use the AR pistols. But like I say, I would preferably have that extra velocity of the 5.56. Now that's depending on barrel length. Which one would I go with? And in North Carolina, we do have some few open spots. I'm gonna have to go with my Spice Tactical. And if you guys have been on this channel, you know that this is my baby. It is a 24-inch bull barrel DMR. This is why I don't have a big money bolt rifle. That does plenty good. I can shoot out to 600, 700 yards with that. And I can effectively hunt with that. I can use any kind of ammo in that. And I can effectively use it for hunting and self-defense. It just all depends on what kind of self-defense you're going to use a long-range AR for. So, like I said, the pistol AR and the long-range AR is what I'm going for. Both of them 5.56. My next for a PDW, it will be my CZ Scorpion. Some will say a pistol caliber carbine is not useful. I'm going to have to beg difference on that. If you know anyone that has been shot by any round, they will tell you it is not pleasant. I have been grazed by a 22. I have been shot by a BB gun, and I'm here to tell you, it does not feel good. It hurts very bad. No one wants to get shot by anything. So when they say a 9mm and a pistol caliber carbine is useless, ask them would they go in a gunfight with a stick and a pebble. No, they will take this. And these are very reliable guns. I've heard several people say that. They were built cheaply. No, I'm here to tell you they are not. These guns will hold up to the test of time. And this one is rocking a 6-hour Romeo 5. So it is definitely has been reliable as up to date. I want to say it may have 300-400 rounds on it right now. It hasn't been shot a lot, but when it's been shot, it has been very reliable. This will be a home defense gun. This will not blow your ears out like the shorter 5.56. You send off rounds in the house with a 5.56, you're gonna bust your ears. You're gonna make your kids cry. You're gonna make your wife cry. They're gonna have PTSD, and that's not gonna be good for their future. With this, you could definitely, in a pinch, if your child has to have this in a self-defense situation, they can definitely use this. My daughter is 4 years old, and she can definitely use it. It's not too heavy. It's not too big. Not a lot of recoil to it. She will be able to use it and won't have to worry about hurting herself. Next up, 22 LR. Same thing. Practice, small game. We don't have a lot of huge game here. The biggest thing we have here are black bears and deer. And believe it or not, there are mountain lions here. I've seen them close up. People tell you mountain lions are not in North Carolina. Yes, they are. They're definitely here. You just don't see them. That'd be good for small game, squirrels, coyotes, any kind of aggressive dogs, animals, any small aggressive animals, anything you need to eat, you could definitely use that to bag it. And my pistol, I'm gonna have to go with the G19/Dagger. Modularity, 9mm, adaptability. You can use plates, suppressor height sights for it backup. And from what I have been seeing, it is as reliable as the magazines you use in it. So if you use official Glock mags, it will run all day long. And now for the Northeast, the DC area and up, which these guys are very unconstitutional here. I don't want to go there and visit. Let's just say that. So it will be the 270 for hunting. All of these decisions are made off the magazine compatibility, the magazine capacities that they have there, and all the laws. So basically, what you're going to run into from law-abiding citizens, if you have to get that off of someone, they're going to be 10-round cap mags. So the 270 for hunting, the Kimber Black Ice 1911, which by the way is a very sweet shooting pistol. You'll see a review on that coming up shortly. And I have some 10-round magazines that are pinned just because I couldn't find a lot of VZ58 magazines. A VZ58. It can also be stripper clip fed. So I'd either use that or an SKS. I do have the conversion kit to put the regular 10-round magazine back in it, but this does have a drum in it. So I dug this out of my closet and forgot I had it in there. It's been sitting in there for almost 3 years. I'm a little afraid to use this. I haven't used it yet. I know just by putting it in the rifle, checking it, it is very hard. It is very hard to get it to load around, and I'm a little afraid of what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to have a catastrophic malfunction, but I do need to check it out and test it. So pretty much that platform, it'll handle the cold weather there. By the way, and the VZ58's 5.56, so you'll have that NATO round with it. Also, the SKS is 7.62 by 39, so you'll have plenty of that ammo available for you. And last but not least on that, you have the 12 gauge again. So the 12 gauge was on every one of my lists. I have a bunch of magazines. I have a bunch of rounds for that. The ammo will be plentiful. That thing is very reliable. You can use it in pretty much any situation. I've heard people say they have took out a 12 gauge round slug out to 200 and 300 yards. Just depends on what kind of optic you have and how well you can shoot in a rifled barrel. Now, some runner-ups. The Smith & Wesson 686. It is one of the most reliable wheel guns that you're going to get. And it has a very stout round to it, so it does run the 357 Magnums. This will be something for a sidearm for hunting and self-defense. A lot of people don't know, but some of these, as far as wheel guns, they definitely will jam up on you. Don't get fooled and into the hype of just cause it's a wheel gun that it will not jam. I've had some, what were those? A Taurus. I had a Taurus 357 Magnum. Did it jam, and it jammed up on me good. The cylinder locked down, and that was it. It came out of timing, and I almost fired it. I caught it, and it locked up, would not fire again. See, I got that up out of here. And another runner-up for the Southeast would be a CZP. This has been very reliable for me as well too, because I've had almost right at 1,000 rounds through that. Not one problem out of it. I haven't had one jam out of that thing, which I know it may be coming. Every gun is gonna have their day, but I have a lot of magazines for it. There's a lot of aftermarket support for it. The holsters is the only thing, so I've only been able to find two holsters, one leather and one Kydex holster made by Braydeck. Other than that, I haven't been able to find any other holsters for it. The reliability is there as long as you don't dry fire it without a snap cap. You don't have to worry about the pins popping in it. As long as you're shooting live rounds. Dry firing, that's a no-go for a CZ75. And practice rounds for the Midwest, me personally, this is going to be a tough one. For home defense in the Midwest and pretty much anywhere else, it would have to be my FX9. You don't get a lot of blowback out of this. It's not too loud, and it stays on point. As long as you're shooting straight and you practice with this a lot, it has the same amount of recoil as a 5.56. So this is definitely a good trainer. It takes the Glock magazines, so this has been a very reliable rifle. I think when I first got it, it had like 2 or 3 hang-ups. That was due to me not oiling it. I pulled it straight out of the box, start firing it, and it hung up. And I was using that flat-faced 9mm from Freedom Munitions. But this is a sort of budget it's a high mid-end build. So it has a primary arms, red dot sight on it, Detroit Industry backup sights that I took off of a Noveski. I don't know what kind of light this is. I think I paid like $80 for it. It's a HL200. I don't know. I brought it back up where everything was inflated. So I think I paid like $80 for it. It has a tape switch to it, but I took that off because I don't want to hit that by mistake. But this is one of my go-to home defense rifles. So and that wraps it up for my SHTF slash without rule of law, top five rifles, top five guns that I would use in those kind of situations. Guys, if you like this video, comment down what will be your favorite setup, what you actually have, and how you will go about that, and what order that you would do it in, depending on where you're at. If you guys would like to see more content like this, consider supporting the channel by commenting, like, and sharing, and subscribing, and I'll bring you more content such as this. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.